What's up everyone, and welcome back to another new comic book day haul. I am your host AR Comics, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for new comic book day, October 20th, 2021. I picked up a total of 11 books this week, and I bought an incredible hardcover that I cannot wait to show off. But before I get started off on this top 10 list, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that's going to keep you up to date on all of the latest releases. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's talk about this top 10 list and last week's giveaway winner. So I hope you all are having a fantastic day so far today. The winner of last week's giveaway, this Army of Darkness 1979 issue number 2 Stray Dogs cover and the Virgin variant is Barado Run. Thank you very much for entering into the giveaway, and make sure you stick around to the end of this video to see which books I'm going to be giving away next. So moving these two out of the way, the big hardcover that I picked up this week, I hope you guys were able to grab it as well. It's going for a ton of money on eBay already. We've got Something is Killing the Children, book number 1. Look at this. It is phenomenal. I'm so happy I was able to grab myself a copy of it. Thank you so much, New World Comics in Oklahoma City. Such an incredible comic book shop. If you guys are ever in the area, please go check them out. They've got an awesome wall of new books, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, back issues, and anything they don't have, they can definitely order it for you. So with this list this week, I picked up a total of 11 different issues, so you know what that means. One of them did not make the top 10 list, and as always, just be aware, there's probably going to be spoilers. I got really excited talking about some of these books, but I at least usually give a pretty decent heads up that I'm going to be getting into the book. So this first issue that did not make the top 10 list this week, we've got Maw, issue number 2. This is cover A, and I don't know, I did have high hopes for this series. I thought it was going to go kind of a little bit different. I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with this, but I'm just not really a fan of it right now. I thought the first issue, I was excited to see what they do with the story and the monsters, but this one, I don't know, just not the story I'd like to read. So for those reasons, it did not make the top 10 list, and I don't think I'm going to be continuing on with this series. So now let's talk about the real top 10 list. Alright, so to kick this list off first, we've got coming in at number 10. This is Boom Studios, Eat the Rich, issue number 3. This is cover A, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a big fan of this series so far. I liked the first issue. It wasn't great, but I did like it. I was willing to keep going with it to see where they went with the actual story. They kind of lost me a little bit on issue 2. I'm not a big fan of the characters and just the direction of the series itself. And now with this issue, while I wasn't a big fan of the issue, I do love the artwork. I think it's fantastic. I love the dialogue. I love the text bubbles on it. But the story itself, it just doesn't have me. And I think it's only a 5 or 6 issue mini run. So we're either at the halfway point or a little past it. And I'm just not liking the direction that the story is going. So let's talk about this one a little bit more down low. But for those reasons, we've got Eat the Rich, issue number 3, coming in at number 10. And now we've got coming in at number 9 this week, this is Marvel's Thor, issue number 18. This is cover A, and now I know I can't be the only one thinking this, but I'm just not interested in where this story is going right now. It almost feels like every arc is just its own little tiny story, but then it wraps up at the very end that something is wrong with Mjolnir, and that Mjolnir is the main topic at the end of every single arc. But the actual story itself doesn't really have too much of significance. You know, we had everything with Black Winter. I know that's definitely going to be coming back. We moved into Donald Blake. I'm sure that might make another appearance at some point. And now we've got Throg in it as well. And it just keeps coming back to the beginning of something is wrong with Mjolnir. I want to know more about that. And I know at some point we're going to be getting into it. But 18 issues deep, I don't know. I'm just not really enjoying the story. I love the artwork. Don't get it twisted. It really is fantastic. But the story itself, I'm going to keep going with it. At this point, though, I just wish we had a little bit more just main plot happening. So for those reasons, we've got Thor, issue number 18, coming in at number 9. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 8, this is Marvel's The United States of Captain America, issue number 5. This is cover A, and for those of you reading it, it is also the end of the series. And I'm going to be honest, I think they did a pretty good job wrapping it up. I've talked to a lot of people who do not like this series at all. I think the artwork is great. I thought in the first 4 issues, the storytelling was fantastic as well. I really like how they have a main plot going, and then they're bringing in a new Captain America each issue. That's kind of part of the community or the town that they're currently in. And so that side story was actually really good. This issue, they obviously didn't have a side story because they were wrapping everything up, and I like how, this is going to be a spoiler, they brought all the prior Captain Americas back into it towards the end during like the big fight scene. Before that though, I thought it was an alright issue. That's why I'm putting it at number 8, but I did like how they wrapped everything up. Let's talk about this one a little bit more down low, but for those reasons, we've got the United States of Captain America, issue number 5, coming in at number 8. So next up this week, we've got coming in at number 7, this is Marvel's The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 2. This is cover A, and I'm really enjoying this series so far. I've talked to a lot of other people that are enjoying it too. I'm not going to be getting the tie-ins for this one though, so we're going to see where the story itself takes us, because we had the first issue, now we got the second one, and after this one, if you saw the checklist at the end, they're going to be introducing some tie-ins. I'm going to be getting the Strange Academy one, but other than that, I'm not going to be reading them, so we'll see if I continue on with the main series, but I'm enjoying it so far. I love the artwork, I love the dialogue amongst all of the different characters, and for those of you speculating out there, this does have a first appearance in it, and I really like those characters too. The only problem I'm having with this series, and it's not that big of a problem, is that it's called The Death of Doctor Strange, so this is going to be a spoiler. But technically, he's not really dead. He's still a main character in this series. If you're reading it, you're going to know what I'm talking about. That's not really that big of a problem, but I kind of wish they would have left it as The Death of Doctor Strange and maybe more of a mystery series of who killed him, not really bringing him back and now he's part of the crew again like nothing really happened. But I'm excited to see where they go with the story. So for those reasons, we've got The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 2, coming in at number 7. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 6, this is AWA's Fight Girls, issue number 4 of 5. This is cover A, so we've only got one more issue left of the series. I highly suggest checking this one out. It has been fantastic so far, and each issue has just been getting better and better to me. If you don't want to pick up the back issues, a trade paperback will be coming out very shortly. AWA is very on top of it once the series gets wrapped up. But with this issue, we're down to the final 2 girls, and they are just going to be boxing it out to see who becomes the next queen. I'm not going to be spoiling that, but I really want to see the backstory on this main character. Who is she? What is kind of her purpose? Because she's clearly lied about everything so far. I have high expectations for this last issue because, like I said, each one to me just kept getting better and better, and I want to know everything. Maybe they'll make it into a volume 2. We'll see how the story goes. But until then, for those reasons, we've got Fight Girls, issue number 4, coming in at number 6. And now we're down to top 5 issues of the week, and let me tell you, this list was getting pretty hard to compile. We've got coming in at number 5 this week, this is AWA's Not All Robots, issue number 3. This is cover A, and this is another series from AWA that I cannot stop recommending to everybody. Same with Fight Girls. This series, these issues just keep getting better and better. We're learning more about these characters. They're developing these robots even more. And just this whole apocalyptic world. I want to know what's happening in the world. I want to know more about what these robots are up to and just how the people are going to be dealing with this whole situation. This issue kind of felt like the most important issue of the series so far because they introduced a new type of robot to the world. I can't wait to see where they go with it. This is definitely a hit from AWA right now. Check this one out if you can. It's only 3 issues deep. You can find those back issues. But for those reasons, we've got Not All Robots, issue number 3, coming in at number 5. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 4, this is Heavy Metals, Never Never, issue number 4. This is cover A, and man, this is another series that I keep recommending that I'm absolutely loving. Every one of these issues keeps getting better and better. I love the artwork, I love the storytelling. I told you this list was very hard to put together. All this series is just a messed up Never Never Land Peter Pan story. Everyone is a savage, everyone's at each other's throats, and I want to know what's going on with everything. I want to know about this crocodile, these pirates, these savage kids, the other tribe that they kind of destroyed in the last couple issues. This has been such a fun ride so far. I know a lot of people have been trying to get it. It's a little expensive on eBay, and I think some shops have actually been being shorted on their books because I've talked to a lot of other people that said their orders were getting canceled for this one. Let's talk about this one a little bit more down low, but seriously, this is one I highly recommend. We've got Never Never, issue number 4, coming in at number 4. And here we go, we're down to top 3 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 3 this week. This is Images, Ice Cream Man, issue number 26. This is cover A, and the cool thing about this one is it actually has to be read this way. So the pages flip upwards like that. It's really well done. So this issue, we have our main character. He gives us a nice little introduction, and he basically says, you know, I want to learn more about my family tree. Here's the history of it. So that's why it's sideways. He's basically descending his family tree the entire time, but he's telling a story about, I think, his great-grandfather, his grandma, his dad, how messed up they all are, and that's what led him to be a messed up person as well. I loved it. We got a cool little ending. It's just such an Ice Cream Man story. I've been on a huge Ice Cream Man kick lately. I love the first maybe 10, 12 issues. I thought personally it dipped down a little bit, but man, once we got a little bit closer to 20, the quality and the stories just skyrocketed. I absolutely love them right now. This is something, in my opinion, though, I think you should read it in a trade paperback. Hopefully they make an awesome Ice Cream Man hardcover someday, but we'll see how that goes. But for those reasons, we've got Ice Cream Man issue number 26 coming in at number 3. All right, down to the top 2 issues this week. We've got coming in at number 2 this week. This is Image's brand new series. We've got Hellcop, issue number 1. This is cover A. Now, I didn't really know what I was going to be getting into with this series, but after I read it, I loved it, and I cannot wait for more. Before I get into the issue itself, I love the artwork. I thought it flowed so well with the story that they were trying to tell. And as far as the issue itself goes, it's kind of more of a horror mystery. We've got our 2 main detectives. Now, this is going to be a little bit of spoilers. I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with it, though. We've got our 2 main detectives, and they do a lot of their investigative work in hell. It's basically just another dimension to them. They can go to different dimensions, and they're trying to, in the beginning, capture this one demon, and that's what really introduced us to the story. They're down there. They said that there's families down there, there's regular people, there's monsters. It's basically Earth, except hell form. So then from there, that's when it turns into a mystery a little more. They find this one amulet or a coin of some sort. They don't know what it is, but that's what leads us into where the story itself is going to be going. I cannot wait for it. If you had a light week, I highly suggest checking this one out. I thought it was fantastic, and it's for spooky season, you know? So for those reasons, we've got Hellcop, issue number 1, coming in at number 2. And this is it, my number 1 read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is Image's brand new series. We've got Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog, issue number 1. This is cover A. I loved this issue, but before I get into it, I love this cover. I would love to have it in a virgin variant if they ever had one. It would look so good slabbed up in the collection. But seriously, this issue, it was fantastic in my opinion. We've got Rodney Barnes and Jason Sean Alexander back in on this one together. It's kind of a spin-off story of Philadelphia. They mention Philadelphia, and our main character, her ex, is in Philadelphia. I'm not going to be getting too much into that if you haven't already read that series. So they kind of go hand in hand with each other. Maybe these two are actually going to be making their own little world story like they're doing in AWA with the Reborns. That would be incredible. So Philadelphia, it's got vampires. This one, it's got demons. And that's kind of the entire story. We've got our main character, and she's got a nightmare blog thinking that something's wrong in Baltimore, Maryland. But instead of vampires, it's demons. And the story kind of ends with someone finding her blog saying, hey, I think this is going on. Can you come check this out? And that's what's going to be leading us into the rest of this series. This one, hands down, the read of the week. I'd say overall it was a fantastic week. I had a very hard time putting some of these books together. But seriously, this was number 1 in my opinion. We've got Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog, issue number 1, coming in at number 1. And now it's time for this week's giveaway. Congratulations again to Baruto Run for winning last week's giveaway. Make sure you comment down below on my pinned comment, and we can discuss how I'm going to be getting those 2 books out to you. Now, as far as this giveaway goes, I'm going to be doing a nice little Scout Comics Black Caravan lot. The first one I'm going to be giving away is Mullet Cop, issue number 1. We also have Eskimo Kisses, issue number 1. Next up, we have No Ghosts in Hiroshima, issue number 1. And now finally, we have Tales Told in Technicolor Horror, issue number 1. So the winner of this week's giveaway is going to be getting all 4 of those books. As always, all you have to do is comment down below what your favorite book of the week was, and make sure you're subbed up to the channel. And we didn't hit last week's milestone, so I'm going to be running it again. If we can get this video to 500 likes, I'm also going to be giving the winner this piece of original artwork. We have Ultimate X-Men, issue number 67. This is going to be thrown into the giveaway winner if we can get this video to 500 likes. But as I said before, all you got to do is comment down below your favorite book of the week and make sure you're subbed up to the channel. And thank you again for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.